What could be scarier than a dancing mask, or the Pokemon ghost spirit that can't be caught? Well, in today's episode, I'll tell you. Perhaps it's the creepiest one yet. But before we get into that, I would like to take a moment and thank everyone who attends my streams on Sundays at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Here are some pictures from my stream last Sunday, where I altered Pokemon Red and Blue's coding. If you have missed out on my streams, I invite you to come. You never know what may happen. Enough self-promotions, let's get on with the theory. Intro time. Pokemon with no dex entries would leave a lot to the imagination, and yet, with the entries, it leaves many people scratching their heads. For example, Magikarp can apparently jump over a mountain. Now, excuse me, but the same Pokedex that stated Magikarp as one of the weakest Pokemon can now jump over a mountain? I'll just chalk that up to Oak being on delusional high at the time when he was making that dex entry. But some dex entries are pretty cut and dry. Take, for example, Pumpkaboo. This Pokemon's dex entry reads as: the pumpkin body is inhibited by a spirit trapped in this world. As the sun sets, it becomes restless and active. It is said to carry wandering spirits to the place where they belong so they can move on. Well, Pumpkaboo's dex entries not only prove that Ghost is indeed a Pokemon that died and is lost, but it also proves that spirits do inhabit objects in the Pokemon world. But I'm assuming a lot here. It never stated that it was a Pokemon spirit, so it very well could be a human's. And since humans can be reincarnated into Pokemon, and humans evolved from Pokemon, I suppose there is little difference. However, while Pumpkaboo does have interesting decks to talk about, most of the topics that can be said about this Pokemon have already been discussed. It's almost identical to Yamask, without the whole crying about its past life. Pumpkaboo is an interesting Pokemon, but today's episode is all about its evolution. Let's take a look at Gourgeist's dex entries. Singing in eerie voices, they wander the town streets on the night of the new moon. Anyone who hears their song is cursed. It enwraps its prey in its hair-like arms. It sings joyfully as it observes the suffering of its prey. This Pokemon literally has a strangling fetish. Wow, I never thought I would ever encounter a dominatrix Pokemon, but everyone and thing has their fetishes, I guess. But not only that, it enjoys cursing people with its song. So how does this Pokemon go from escorting lost spirits to cursing and strangling people while it plays dominatrix? Well, looking at how Pumpkaboo evolves will give us our answer. It requires a trade to evolve. When trainers capture their Pokemon, a bond is instantly imprinted on them, and when a Pokemon is traded, it destroys that bond. This causes dissent and distrust, and in some Pokemon, it causes a deep hate for the original trainer. Remember Haunter and Gengar? Trading Pokemon that has been a trainer's partner can cause such depression, and it creates a completely new entity, like Gourgeist. And while other Pokemon like Steelix and Scizor require items to bond with their DNA during a trade, some Pokemon just change due to a great depression or emptiness. When trainers trade their Pokemon, it turns those Pokemon into objects, and creates a great disdain in their hearts. And remember what Oak said, trusting and treating your Pokemon like partners with love and care will foster a better Pokemon than using them as tools. If you don't believe that, just look at Silver from Generation 2. So, is it any wonder why Gourgeist does what it does? Well, truth be told, there's something much deeper to this also. You see, while it is required for Pumpkaboo to be traded to make a Gourgeist, there are no wild Gourgeist. At least not yet. I can hear it now. But Proto, how? How does the Dex say that if they are not wild? Well, this is where the theory turns a bit more sad and dark. The only possible way there would be a wild Gourgeist are two reasons. Number one, being the trainer didn't enjoy, like, or want the Pokemon and released it. Why a trainer would do this is for personal reasons, but Gourgeist and Pumpkaboo come in several sizes as well. So perhaps his Gourgeist failed to win a yearly contest for being the largest there is. Regardless of the reason why, the trainer must release it for it to be in the wild. But then there is reason number two, death. If a trainer is killed, murdered, or just flat out dies, then his respective Pokemon would probably be released by his loved ones. Need I remind anyone of the old man who died in Anastar City? People can die. It just doesn't happen often. and maybe the real reason why there are not many Gourgeists in the wild. So add the already extreme depression and emptiness of Gourgeist being traded, and then when the Pokemon finally recovers from that, is released from its trainer for not being ideal. Now we have one extremely depressed Pokemon that only desires to remove pain. Man, now that theory was a bit dark, perhaps too dark, but I try not to shy away from something purely because it is dark. So the next time you have a Gourgeist, make sure to treat it with love and care, or it'll strangle you while it sings its cursed song. Thanks for watching. Please remember to like and share my work. But if you can't like or share, at least leave a comment letting me know what I can do better. I have been your host, Protomario, and I'm signing out. Have a great day, Pokemaniacs. Oh, and remember, comment section, Lord G is still waiting. 2 more days. 2 more days, comment section. Thanks for watching my video, and please consider joining the Maverick Rebellion today. Together, my subscribers are more than just people. We are Mavericks who desire to change the gaming stereotypes and bring a better sense of community to YouTube. Individually, we can accomplish so much, but united, we can change how the world views gaming. Please consider joining our cause and subscribe today, and you'll be part of something bigger. You'll be part of an army and part of a rebellion against injustice. Mavericks unite. I am Protomario, and I approve this message. Please note that in all my videos, if I use images from Google, that I do not own any of those images, and all images obtained from Google are owned by their respective owners and copyrights. So please remember this when watching my Pokemon theories. Thanks.